everybody. Welcome to Cool Woman Central podcast. I am your host, Sophia, and I am joined by my mom, Alison. We're talking about all things pop culture from a Gen Z and Gen X perspective. And thanks for tuning in. So, I guess just to dive right into our episode 4 here, the Met Gala. What did you think about the Met Gala, Mom? I have to know.
Oh, okay, so I did try to kind of like tune in and like watch some of the stuff live.
Right.
And
Which might
I
we add that it's like kind of not that it's difficult to find where to watch the Met live. It's what was our complaint? It was that like they didn't put names in the live stream.
yes, that's exactly where I'm going with
Okay.
this. I I thought I don't know. I just thought it was boring.
Okay.
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 And I guess that it's not something I typically is on my radar, but you were like, oh, check it out, fashion, and I know you always watch it, or, to kind of trend watch the fashions. And so I thought, well, let me tune in, but there was really no like programming. And
Yes.
I feel like, I feel like it could really use that. I know that like Vogue, of course, tries to do like the live stream, and it's just not very well produced
Right.
for something that's known for publishing. I just thought it was very, very poorly produced. You know, I would I would have a run a show. Okay, yes, we are event producers, and I would have had to run a show and I would have had a script and I would have known the order of who was coming and all of their details so I could be talking about it. And there was none of that. And so therefore you're just kind of watching people get paparazzi down the stairs,
Right.
and I just didn't really find that interesting.
Well,
um
especially like uh, I might, we might like how they look or what they're wearing, but I don't know who they are. So I don't even know how to really find the look unless I take a picture of them and put it in Google Image.
right. And of course, they do publish stuff on social and you can find all of that later, but if you go to any of the other live streams from the event, it's just chaos. I mean, like AP is streaming live and it's
Right.
just all of the shouting and screaming, and it's just, you know, disorderly chaos to me. And I guess I expected something a little bit more. And I know that we are only talking about arrivals, right? Um,
Right. Right.
and everything, but that's really what people see. And it's about, showcasing the wearable art at the time. Um
Right.
so I just feel like it kind of really misses the mark there. And maybe I don't know, you can tell me, was it different this year? But were they trying to downplay some aspects because of all of the various political controversies attached to it? I don't know. Or is it always like that?
I I honestly, as somebody that like, you know, the last few years it's been like I've looked at the Met a little bit more in depth, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, I just always felt like there was better coverage, I guess.
Okay.
It's my only grief because even the last, say, since 2023, right? The last few years where I've like heavily been like really into it and looking at it, I would just be on Twitter and, or X, you could go on X and, Twitter at the time, but go on X and type in Met Gala that year and you would get, pop up after pop up of whether it be Zendaya or, Rihanna, Paul Mescal, whoever it may be. I just felt like the coverage was a lot better because it was always like, here's the celebrity and who is this person, you know what I mean? There would always be a name. So then if I didn't know who that person was, I could go see, what they were in, what they were attached to,
Right.
and even if I wasn't necessarily like interested in that person, I could see what they were wearing because I may be interested in who they're wearing, their design or things like that. And I
Yeah.
think the Met Gala is just so unique in that aspect of like, you have all these big designer houses that are, they have however many tickets for their table, right? So they're inviting all these people. Um, so I just think it's really interesting the logistics behind that. But I just think this year didn't capture, maybe not capture, it didn't read well with what's going on in the world. You know, I
Yeah.
just don't think that's what people want to see. So, on that
Yeah.
note, I think
Yeah.
a lot of the fashion, reflected that in certain ways. I think fashion is political, so it's important to talk about it in that sense of like, you know, we might not agree with who was at the Met Gala this year, who hosted it, all these different aspects, but like art is political, art is subjective. So, like I said, I think it's very important that we acknowledge that. I think
Yes.
there were a lot of people that were in attendance of the Met Gala that made you know, their positions known and that they, don't necessarily align with that. I think it was really interesting if we want to highlight a few looks to be a little bit more lighthearted. I know you had talked about this comparisons that were made on social
Oh,
media.
so I love so I right so I definitely I love that there were a couple there were actually a lot, but the two that kind of stood out to me, Westminster did one where they compared the different outfits to different dog breeds, and that I enjoyed that. That'll be linked in our comments for anybody
We
who
have
didn't
to
see
link
that.
it because I mean, and just to tell you guys, not to spoil it before you look at it, but the first the first one the first one is Teyana Taylor and her, which she looked amazing. My thing is she can put on anything and look, I mean, gorgeous. Like she serves body and face for days. Like just her looks. But
Hmm.
the fact that, is this a sheepdog? What type of dog? Like a when it would,
I, I thought that was a sheepdog, but I might be mistaken about that.
it is just
Oh, it's
hysterical.
it's no, that's not a sheepdog.
It's
It's like it looks like a what they call like a pulley or something, but I've
okay.
never seen one in that color, so I'm not
I,
exactly
it's
sure.
a
But
very unique color, yes. But
yes,
I think whoever is on their marketing team, I mean, kudos to you because I love this. You guys thought about this. You thought about your comparisons. I love the last one too because I think that's Alex Casani and I guess that's a Shih Tzu, some sort of breed of white
yes,
dog. I just think it's hysterical though. I love a dog comparison. So
yeah,
I think, and on the note of comparison, the retro salad one we can have linked in our bio as well. I think this one
yes.
is
That
even
was
more clever.
Yes, that truly was I thought that was the star of social media. Southern Living, Southern Living magazine, if you're not familiar with that publication, and their social, they did retro desserts. So there's a lot of like Jello molds and stuff like that. So
Right.
it's really funny.
It's very
Um,
clever.
it
Like,
it it truly is like that someone's brain was working like that is amazing.
and
Uh,
I'm looking through it right now. It's just sliding. Each one is so accurate. Like not
right?
one has missed the mark. And I love, like, I don't know, I think there's something so, I mean, Southern living is so like nostalgic for me. So it's just like I love the idea. I love, the vibes, but just the Jello molds on top of that because it's just so retro. Like who's eating Jello dessert right now? um, but for
Yeah.
them to even just think about, oh, SZA looks like this lemon cupcake with lavender frosting Jello. I'm just like, okay.
I thought the one, though, which I think was harder to think about two people, right? So doing
The Nicole
Nicole
Kidman.
Kidman and Sunday Rose, like taking the two of them and say they are layered cranberry salad.
I mean,
And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, they are. So it was
I
pretty
don't really
cute.
know if Nicole Kidman was on theme, but I will say I loved her dress. She looked so, not even I loved her dress, she looked so good.
Yeah, she truly did. Again, I know
She,
we've talked about
oh,
her
I know we talk
during the
about her so
Oscars,
much. Like, you can just,
but
I'm a Nicole Kidman fan. I'm sorry, but like, she just, she looks so good.
if anyone could pull off the intensity of that red, it was her for
Oh, with
sure.
the hair too.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't even really think it was on theme, but like, I don't care. She looks so, like, so good that it was just like, oh, girl, it don't matter that you're not on theme. Like,
Yes.
you just
Yeah.
body tea, hair tea, outfit tea, makeup tea, like, oh,
Yeah, that I definitely agree with that. Um that was a that was a good one. But I know there were some others that were out there, but those were the two that really kind of stood out to me. The
right.
Westminster and the dog comparison and Southern Living.
I
So
definitely,
that
yeah. I mean, I think those were the most creative in my book, at least,
yes, absolutely.
because
So
dogs and Jello.
uh, right? Yeah, exactly. So
On the note of creativity, though,
yes, yes, yes.
we have. I know you had wanted to talk about Miss Emma Chamberlain in Mugler at the
Yes.
Met.
So this goes back to my entire issue with how this, I guess, climbing the staircase, right? How the
Right,
entrance is produced or not produced, right? And like I said, I
right.
do understand that there's an entire event and show that happens inside, but you just can't discount the fact that you're making the entrance part of this production and to overlook that aspect of it. So yeah, so Emma Chamberlain, her dress was hand painted. Okay. And it was brought to life the Starry Night, like Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night kind of theme. It was just gorgeous. And I had seen this leading up to the event. I saw numerous artists who were doing these creations, and they are like hand painting these gowns or in these costumes. And this, I think, this might have been like the first person to enter. Believe I might be mistaken on that, but so it kind of set the tone, which was
I, I'm just
um,
gonna say, like, I think she was 100% in my top three of the night. Just like I
well.
literally like looking at her outfit, like I get like it sends chills down my spine. It's crazy.
Well, so I want to talk about the artist behind that work, though. Uh, her name is Anna Deller. I might have this wrong. I think it might be Anna Deller Yee, I think might
Okay.
be how she pronounces that. And if you look at her work, oh my gosh, it's that abstract floral stuff art, just that bounty of color and abstract stuff that I love. It's like happiness, right? On a
Right.
canvas, and she does a lot of like textiles and stuff like that. And if you look at her work, it's just fabulous. So she does a lot of work in the fashion world, and to hand paint this masterpiece and then for no one to acknowledge it as that entrance is being made is a crime to me.
Well, that part.
And so that is why I truly, truly say not only are there issues, but just in the production, because I have been watching this dress get painted on social along with numerous other artists to then never get acknowledged in that process.
And I hate
And
it because
yeah.
what were you gonna say?
Oh, I'm just saying, and maybe they're acknowledged somewhere. I'm sure somewhere in the process. But if just to, the most of us are just the average viewers, on the sidelines trying to look at some art, and to not be exposed to that information and have to hunt for it.
Well,
Um,
I'm sure it's somewhere, but it's just also on the same lines of like I've seen a lot of discourse on the lines of, oh, it's Emma Chamberlain, it's Emma Chamberlain. But like Emma Chamberlain has been at the Met. She's gone to multiple Mets at this point. Um, she is like I
mhm,
don't want to say a household name, but she definitely she is a household name in the YouTube community. She's just one of those people that they rose above that, and she's always been super outspoken. She loves fashion, super into that stuff, and she's always said that she's into it. And so for her to get to work with somebody like Mugler and you know and and Anna, and
mhm.
to be able to bring that sort of creation to life, I just think is so unique. And I don't think that enough people give her enough credit, because I've seen some comments online where it's like, oh, Emma Chamberlain, influencer this, influencer that, but like Homegirl has a real appreciation for art and fashion, and I think that that is something that should be, commended, because, not everybody has that. For that, what she was wearing, I mean, she is the perfect canvas for it too. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I
Yeah.
think she's like her look, she's got that very high fashion look. She's got the face for it, she's got the body for it. And so I think to be literally like a painted canvas, and the way that, Anna did that, I think looking at her work, it's just like gorgeous. So I definitely agree with you. I think that was completely overlooked. I didn't see enough people talking about her.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. But the other thing that I really loved about that day, n- counter to the event, was Mayor Mondami
Hmm.
and the kind of photo campaign that his office released that day, because obviously it's not something that he was going to attend. So he did an entire series that a photograph series that focused on the garment workers and those who are actually working and making. And I thought that was really interesting. It was really well done. It was shot by a New York-based artist named Kara McCurdy, and I I just thought these were some really nice black and white photos and otherwise of just the everyday people who
Who make it
hold
happen.
up,
So,
right? Exactly, who hold
I
up the
mean,
industry, right? So I thought that was extremely clever response.
I think it's like, especially like, I don't know, looking at one of these women that was highlighted, knowing that your rights material, and talking about checking on your neighbors and all this stuff. But she knows that every needle she threads is a lifeline. I think like what's so unique about costume work, and I think what's so beautiful, and like what I have really grown to appreciate, just like with what I've seen in the industry, with my internship and everything like that, has been like, it truly is the person who is beating, you know, beating the thread through the little bead and putting it on the skirt. You know what I mean? It is about the little tiniest labors of love like that that truly make the piece of art what it is. And I think in the day and age of everything being so digital and online, appreciating that material aspect, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Of like what you can do
Analog,
with your
baby.
hands. Yes. Like
Yes.
anything you can do with your hands. I mean, even like, you know, a, somebody that cobbles shoes, like stuff like that, like is just so unique. It's special. It's needed though, you know? Um,
Yes.
and I think that's obvious. I mean, that is for the fashion world, that is the most important part, you know. If I'm buying a pair of shoes, it's because somebody had the idea and they made it, and then somebody, you know, literally physically created that. So I think it's really unique. And I love that he like decided to do that. I think he's got such a great rap going for him right now. So him deciding to highlight the people that make this stuff not just happen for the Met, but you know, all around, right?
Yes, absolutely. So,
So
and then of course, just one more thing to highlight from that night. We just absolutely have to talk about the absolute most talked about aspect of the night, and the true star of the show was Red Flats Queen. I mean, as somebody who has produced very large events, when I saw her running up and down that street directing people, I was like, I felt it in my bones, right? Uh, um, so I just loved that everyone really responded, because producing really large events is hard work, and it's a lot of work. And for that particular person to get really highlighted, and called out, I think it's been since determined that her name is Erin something. I don't remember her last name. I think she actually works for Tory Burch.
she does. She works for Tory Burch. I think she's some type of like high up assistant, or excuse me if I'm wrong on that. I had seen somebody comment about her being like VIP clientele, like whatever, not whatever. Very important queen. She's doing her job.
Yes.
I just can't remember exactly what I saw her job was, and I don't know if she ever explicitly like came out and said. And I don't want to dox our queen, um, but I know since she has come out and like she has a TikTok account called
Yes.
Red Flats
Her,
Queen, and she's posting. I'm so happy for her new
her new,
influencer career.
right, her new identity.
Her new
I
meme career. I hope she really finds some success out of it.
so I love that so many people on social were saying that this is the Halloween costume of the year.
I have been seeing so many. I mean, I've already been seeing
And
people dress up as her.
and obviously, for an event that is based on like fashion and costuming stuff, for the person who's running production out in the street to actually end up being the go-to for Halloween, possibly. I mean, I just love that. I just love it for all of the hardworking
I
behind the scenes event producers in
I've
this
been seeing a
world.
lot of people say that they really love the conversation that's coming out of this, and that like people are really giving, you know, the you know, backstage production people their kudos now, and that they're realizing, because it's just like, you know, it really is, you're running around like a chicken with their head cut off. And you know, I hope come Halloween that the entire Tory Burch corporate office dresses up as our queen here, because I think that would
Yes.
be hysterical. I think that I think Tory Burch itself needs to capitalize off of this, because this is so funny. I mean, who else would capitalize off of it? Because she's wearing Tory Burch.
Right.
So I think it's hysterical. I think it's like you said, it's so on brand as somebody that has done, you know, behind the scenes production stuff. It's just you're running around like this. You're like, I don't care who you are, what you do, how much money you make. You need to get out of my way, because I have a job that needs to be done, and it is going to get done. And I respect her hustle 110%. So, and
Yes.
I'm so glad that she got her things done.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I wonder what her
Yes.
like Monday morning after that, or I guess that was Monday. I wonder what her Tuesday was like. You know what I mean? Going into the office, right? Like, I wonder if it like took a week to settle in, and then her bosses were like, "Did you see this?"
Of course, the selfish part of me hopes that she didn't go into the office on Tuesday morning.
I really hope that maybe they like it was like a let's late either late start or don't come in until Wednesday situation for them. But
But we
a new
also know
day, a
how
new
that
dollar. So
world,
I also know
yeah,
how that world works. So it's just like you're on to the next event. Uh,
yes,
but yeah,
absolutely.
she was the star of the Met Gala to me. There was um a lot of great looks. I think we didn't have a Zendaya. I love Zendaya. I think whatever Zendaya could wear is awesome. So to me, the winner of this is the Red Flats Queen. Um,
Yes, I concur with that. Absolutely. So, yeah,
that is winner of the Met, winner of the Met. But I guess moving away from the Met, it was a good turnout. It seemed there was nothing that was like super wow or I
agreed.
was I kind of disappointed because I thought this was like a really good theme. You know what I mean? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
But moving on. Uh, just to talk about, I guess, something a little bit funky and fresh, but the Chanel Cruise 2026-2027 show happened on the 28th of April, and I don't even know how to say this place, France. Do you, Mom?
Is it Baritz?
Biarritz. Biarritz. It happened in France, guys. Okay. The show happened in France. That's all you need to know. It was beautiful. If you look up pictures, videos, they have the show on YouTube. We can link it in our bio. But it was Matthieu Blazy's first cruise collection for Chanel. So everybody was sad. I know I was sad just because I've just been kind of curious to see what Chanel is going to crank out. And it was definitely a significant location because this is where Coco Chanel opened one of her first boutiques. So it was very intentional show. And the collection title was Sous le Salon Le Plage. I don't know if I said that right, but I kind of feel like I ate that. Um, and that means between the salon and the beach. So I feel that's literally the vibe I'm going for the summer. I don't know about you, but between the salon and the beach, yes, like that's where I'm going to be. But the vibes were sailor stripe, kind of beach umbrella, umbrella pattern stuff, a lot of like swim hats and lots of raffia finishes, and all that good jazz. But the thing that I feel like really, the, what everybody's been talking about and what I've been trying to like conceptualize, I guess, in my head, not say that I'm going to buy because I don't know where I would ever wear this other than literally the beach. Um, but it is the shoe, as I call it. Okay, this is
I
the
explain it to
shoe.
me because I do not understand the concept or the reasoning behind it. Was it ever explained in terms of why? The why? I need
I,
to know the why.
I don't really know what the why is. It's more of it's a soleless sandal for reference, guys. Okay, so it is literally like you have like you have your end of the shoe, right? And then no front. So it literally like ties on, save your foot here, right? Your heel here. It ties on right there, and then it's just like you have your toes hanging out, everything in it hanging out basically. Okay, and it's supposed to resemble a heel cap or a like foot stirrup, and it's designed for the barefoot look. And what confuses me about this is supposed to release in November. So I'm just like, where the heck is anybody wearing half a shoe, not even half a shoe, maybe a quarter of a shoe in November? I mean, maybe if you're in a different climate, but as somebody that's in the Northeast, I'm not wearing a quarter of the shoe in November, I would get frostbite. So I don't. They have different variations of it. I don't know if you saw the pictures of it. It's a
Oh,
very
I saw the pictures of it.
There's the
I did.
gold. The gold's kind of fun. There's something wrong about the foot coming out. It's not right. And
Well,
then and then like it has the Chanel it's $800 also is my thing. Um and that's
I,
just not
I'm just saying the irony of it for me is that Chanel is so like the cat toe shoe, the cat toe shoe.
and you're gonna
Okay,
take away
forget the
the
cat
toe?
toes.
Forget the toe, forget the shoe actually. Um we're just
Yeah,
gonna say screw it and we're gonna do just the heel with a double CC in the
yeah,
back.
yeah. So I would be truly curious to find out how that plays out from,
Right.
in real life. Like, is it because people were like, is this real? Is this going to truly happen? Um,
Well, that's always the fun
is it
thing, I think.
fantasy,
Well, it's cruise, so do you know if it's real or not? But I think that's always the fun thing about these runway collections is sometimes you'll see things materialize and sometimes you won't. They will just strictly walk the runway and
Yeah.
that's it.
Hmm.
So I will definitely be curious to see if this is something that they manufacture and make, or if this is going to be something that is like, runway only. I'm gonna see some crazy influencer wearing a quarter
Yeah.
of a Chanel shoe in
Yeah.
in Bali or something. Like I think,
Just to be clear, it will not be your Gen X mom.
and it won't be me either because why would I spend that much on not even half a shoe is my thing. I'm
Well,
like, oh,
yeah, I'm really clumsy. And so I don't like to have
if she wore that,
like,
she would
like
find a
my
way to
toes
fall
all
over on a flat surface.
well, also like I'm always like, I don't know about other people, but I'm always like hitting my toe or something. I just don't like my toes that exposed, like a flip-flop. I'm not going out in that. So I,
Yeah,
I
no, I
need
can't.
I need I need more protection from myself.
More protection. I mean, I'm clumsy too, but I mean, the both of us, you could put us in those shoes and put us on a flat surface and have us try and walk a line, like doing the police drug test, and we would both fail because we're wearing those shoes. Like, I just truly shoot. Like, I don't know. There's something so weird about it. Like, I can't even. You're not level.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So, but yeah, that's just that. I'll be curious to see, like I said, if they actually like make those, or if this is going to be like one of those things that just, they never actually conceptualize, and it's just like supposed to, garner press and everything like that. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. True. Could
but
be. Yeah.
speaking of getting
Yes.
press,
Well, right, and fashion becoming art.
right?
Uh, I have seen a lot of people talking about this um, exhibit on
Mm-hmm.
social. So anyone who is in London, I would definitely encourage checking out the Elsa Schiaparelli exhibit. It's
Right.
called Schiaparelli Fashion Becomes Art, and it's really interesting because it's the exhibit goes back from the 1920s through today, so it really includes that evolution to
Daniel
Daniel
Roseberry.
Roseberry. So it's very cool. Everybody who has gone and posted about it has just loved the detail. I saw one woman who was talking about how it really helped her think about like structure, like
Right.
structure for her garments and stuff. And, she might have gotten fussed at by security because she was like getting down on the floor and trying to, you know, really inspect some of these pieces.
I totally I got fussed at when I was at the African American Museum in Philly because they had the sinners costumes there and I was trying to take pictures of their shoes. Uh so I was actually on the floor on my hands and knees trying to take pictures of their shoes and security was like, "Are you okay?" Like I just am trying to I was like I need to see, especially as somebody that loves heels. So people getting yelled at in this, I mean, I think I'd probably be on all floors trying to look at all this stuff. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
Schiaparelli
I
is definitely one of my favorite fashion houses just off of creativity and like the silhouettes. I think they're just so creative and fun. Um so I mean,
I
I'd
yeah, I've
probably get
read.
kicked out.
Yeah, there are like over 200 pieces. I know there are some, like fine art pieces in there, like from Dolly and stuff like that too, that are part of that. It's at V&A Kensington. I think it runs through like early November or something. So for anybody who may be, doing London, you know, during the summer or whatever, that's definitely something to check out. But yeah.
Yeah, no,
Lots
I
of good
mean it
stuff
looks
there.
it all looks really shoot, I wish I was going. Um but on the note of iconic, I mean, and you want to talk about structured, look at what Madonna wore. I don't know if you want to
Yes,
lead into
we're
this. This was
right. So we're only we're just a few weeks out from Coachella, so it's still relevant to talk about Madonna. Okay, again, it seems like there's so much retro happening right now. We've talked
right.
about it in other episodes as well. So it was just so timely, I thought, and appropriate to like just as we're kind of in this 80s loving era right now, um, for Madonna to show up and appear with Sabrina Carpenter on the stage and for them to sing like a prayer because, this Gen X person, yeah, I'm just saying, was an OG for Madonna back in the day. And so it did my heart really good to see 67-year-old Madonna get up there, and and strut
She
it in
looked
that
really
outfit.
good.
I think technically what she's 67, so she's technically a boomer. Um, but I loved it. I loved the purity of the moment. I also am one of those people who loves when contemporary artists sing older songs. So
Uh-huh.
I absolutely just loved Sabrina Carpenter singing Like a Prayer. And though it hasn't been officially released and they haven't said they were going to do it, I mean, that would just be really cool
Oh,
if
I
they
mean, I'm sure they're thinking about it.
I know they're talking about a project. I haven't read the details together, but I loved it. I know that it was reported then that that was a vintage outfit for her
Okay.
and that it turned up missing.
Oh,
Um, and she put out like feelers and reward for it, I believe, after the performance. So I haven't heard any updates on that.
okay.
Um, yeah, so
Interesting.
um,
Okay.
right. So I was like, okay, if that went missing, then that also tells you, the nostalgia of that moment, right? Um,
Right.
but
That's crazy. I'm sure
yeah,
it'll resurface in a few years on
right.
on soft peas or
Yes.
um
So
market.
definite, definitely enjoyed that for sure. Um, but I, I I know I was out in California during that time, and you
Hmm.
joked about me like, "Oh, you should go to Coachella," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm babe, I'm too old for that." I mean, those I festival, no, can't do festival. However, then I turned around and decided I'm going to go to Jazz Fest
I was
in
gonna
New
say you
Orleans.
said no festival and then
No
ended up at a
festivals,
festival anyway.
right? Yeah, so that was why that was me getting out of my box and my comfort zone and going and doing something um a little bit different, and I truly enjoyed it. It was a wonderful day. Beautiful weather, so great day to be outside in the sunshine in New Orleans. But I truly only went because the Eagles were headliners. Um, and it's the wildest thing I've done lately. Okay. So um had so truly had fun at Jazz Fest, went saw some other acts in the blues tent and everything like that. So on the festival grounds, had some great food, and then went to the main stage, festival stage for Eagles, and it was the first day in, I would say, I don't know what the full numbers were, but basically Jazz Fest sold out for the day.
Wow.
Jazz Fest has never had a what they call a daytime sellout where they close the gates.
Wow.
So that happened while fortunately I was already in there.
I was gonna
But
say, well, you were in, hopefully.
yes, so if you can imagine the crowd trying to get to the stage for the Eagles, um, it was truly insane. So the actual like concert, like music experience of like listening to one of my favorite groups was less than ideal, but it was just fun. It was a fun vibe, right?
Well, and I know that they had set. Did they say that they were doing any more state, or are they doing another run at the Sphere?
They are.
Okay.
Um,
So
that was just that was
you'll
announced like
well,
last week, so they added like 6 shows in
you
the
guys will
fall.
see her there. I get shit. Maybe I'll go. Like, we'll all go. We'll make it a field trip. Let's go.
That may be my Thanksgiving. That's all I'm saying.
Wow. Yes. All right. Wow.
Yeah, so again, my retro vibe.
Retro vibe is here. It is. I'm so sad I'll miss Bruce Springsteen at the end of the month
Oh, okay. Yes.
because his concert was supposed to be this past weekend, I think.
I
But it
that
got
feels right.
moved
Yeah.
because of playoffs for everything, whatever
Yes.
with basketball and hockey and things like that. So it got moved to the end of the month. So now I don't have
Yeah.
the opportunity to go, and I want to see Bruce Springsteen. That's one of my people that I want to see. I'm
Yeah,
surprised he hasn't done like some sort of residency at the. I know the Sphere is newer, but
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so that has been my adventure, again, you know, inspo getting out of my comfort zone, going and doing something, where I know I'm where I know I'm gonna have to walk around and eat food and not sit at a comfort of a table, and
right.
all of those other things. But it was very enjoyable, and I'm glad I can say check that I did that.
Yeah. Well, you were doing that. I was dying with finals, and I've been watching a lot of TV, so I've been kind of tapping in back into something I haven't really watched in a minute now, which is Euphoria. So I know you haven't watched it. Um,
So I haven't, and mostly, let me tell you why I have never watched it because, um, I was working with a lot of college students, and they were all watching it, and I guess, I was the Gen X mom of the group, and they were all like, "Oh, you will hate it. You will not like it."
Yeah, and then it was like, oh, well, Sophia shouldn't watch it either. Well, I watched it anyways, because it was like, oh, there's too much nudity. Da, da, da." I will say there is too much nudity. I hate the nudity in it. Like, it's a very graphic show, but since I've started it, I'm like, I just have to finish it. I have to finish it at least this season because it's been going on for so long. So if you don't know, Euphoria has been going on since 2019. It came out during that. It's created by Sam Levinson. It stars people like, I mean, my favorite personally, Zendaya. You've got Sydney Sweeney, Jacob Elordi, Hunter Schafer, Alexa Demi. A lot of big names now compared to when this started in 2019. So it's very stylized. It's very Gen Z coded. Very what what's been so frustrating about it is there have been such long gaps between the seasons. Because it's big 2026 right now, and this came out in 2019, and we are only on the
Yeah.
third season.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a little bit hard, especially since this season, like the last two seasons, they were in high school. And
Mm,
this season, they have skipped 5 years and they are past, like, they're past that. So, the hype definitely does still feel the same. I get like so many I get so many Euphoria memes, especially around Euphoria Sunday, so it feels normal that it's back and I'm glad that it's back. It's just so crazy if you think about it, how much like people like Zendaya, Sydney Sweeney, and like Jake, even like Jacob Elordi have progressed since 2019. I mean, Sydney Sweeney, different, she's done a lot of movies, but like the trajectory of Zendaya and Jacob Elordi, I feel like is pretty big. You know what I mean? Like Zendaya,
right.
she's blown up. I mean, she's always been big. She was on Disney Channel, doing that.
Right.
She's always been around. But I mean, just if you compare to what type of star she was in 2019 to where she is now, or even like I said, Jacob Elordi. I mean, he started going
Right.
into these more serious movies and roles. So now it's just like I feel like they're almost too big for their britches with this show. You know what I mean? Like I'm like you're too big to be just playing some cracked out drug dealer on HBO. Like you really are. Um so
I,
it's just
so so that makes me wonder though, like, d- is this it? Is season three it?
so I'm a little bit confused because some people have been saying this is going to be last season. This is going to be Zendaya's last season, is
Okay.
from what it sounds like. She
Okay.
is done. Uh which I can understand. The show's been going for a long time and she's
Right.
gotten
Yeah.
so big at this point, you know what I mean? It's like, would you keep doing a little HBO show? I don't know. Her character Rue in it is very iconic. She is like they're all their main. She is the
Yeah.
like main character, narrator character in the series. So it'll be interesting to see, because some people have said that, they will finish off on season three. Some people are saying that they're gonna try and keep going. We'll see though, because if I'm Zendaya, if I'm Jacob Elordi, or if I'm even Hunter Schafer or Alexa, I'm not coming back for another season.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll be curious to see what happens. I'm expecting a lot.
You'll have to
I
keep me posted on it for
Yeah,
sure.
I'll have to. I'm sure I will because it stresses me out every Sunday. It's a very stressful show. It's
See,
it.
I can't watch, stressful shows on a Sunday, right? I
Well,
gotta chill before
you're
my
gonna
week
have to get
starts.
ready because Love Island is coming back soon too, and that is just not gonna be good for anybody. So just letting you guys know too ahead of time that
Oh God, no. I
that
remember the
Love
last time.
Island is coming soon. I don't think the cast reveal is out yet. I know I'm so terrible because I keep saying I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not watching this season. I'm not gonna renew my Peacock for this. I'm not doing this again. But I know I'm gonna fold like a chair as soon as the cast reveal comes out. And like, I mean, I already saw the teaser and like, so I know I'm just happy to be a mess with it, is what I'm saying. I'll be very excited though for that to come out. So just know that that is
Okay.
coming out soon. That starts in June. Uh,
Okay.
so expect to hear about it is all I'm saying, because
Yes,
not that there's
I
much fashion in Love Island, but I love the bikini choices that the girls make. So I will find some way to loop it in, guys. I promise.
Oh
But
my,
on that note, do you have anything else you wanna chat about today?
no.
I think
Uh
we're
yeah,
all out of time.
I think we are for sure. Yes.
Well, on that note, since we're out of time today, guys, you can in fact find us at Cool Woman Central on TikTok, Instagram, where you can message us anything like topics or whatever you want to hear us discuss in the future, or drop us an email at coolwomancentral@gmail.com. Stay cool, stay inspired. You can also find everything that we chatted about today, links, whatever. If we mentioned we're going to drop it in the bio, we definitely will. So we'll see you guys later. Bye.